Datapoint Corporation has been providing innovative solutions to office problems for over a decade. Datapoint has been the leader in introducing sophisticated dispersed data processing systems which put computer processing power out where it is used in a corporation. To meet the need for efficient generation and mailing of documents, word processing and the electronic message system capabilities have been added to the capabilities of many of our existing processors. Datapoint has also incorporated sophisticated information storage and retrieval features in all systems to ensure that a company's valuable information will always be at their fingertips. But Datapoint has also been uniquely successful in meeting the needs of business in an area that many other computer companies have never approached: communications management. For a century, voice communications has been regarded as a fixed expense. Most businesses have simply accepted telephone costs as an unalterable fact of life. More and more, that idea is being exploded as a myth, and telecommunications is being regarded increasingly as a powerful management tool and an opportune area for cost reduction and cash savings. Since 1975, Datapoint has been providing the systems necessary for corporations to control and reduce voice communications costs. Today, Datapoint offers a full-featured family of communications management products. These products supply corporate management with active control over voice communication and hard information about telecommunications cost and line utilization. These features enable a corporation to use their telecommunications system as a management tool to run their businesses more efficiently and economically. Initially, Datapoint attacked the voice communications area where the need for control was greatest: long distance. In the past, long distance has been characterized by a lack of control which would not be tolerated in areas of equal corporate expense. Most businesses lack vital information on facility usage, cost allocation, and call detail. The traditional methods used to access long-distance lines are generally inefficient. The need for in-house operator long-distance assistance is an unnecessary manpower expense. And compounding these problems, the cost of long distance continues to rise at a rapid rate. Datapoint offers a cost-effective solution to these problems: the LDCS, Long Distance Control System. The LDCS is an intelligent telephone switching system providing a wide array of features, such as sophisticated least cost routing, dial access by individual caller identity number, complete systems management and accounting reports, as well as other special features enabling the user to reduce and account for his monthly long-distance cost. Let's examine these features a bit more closely. Least cost routing. Least cost routing is a powerful feature of Datapoint's LDCS, which relieves a company of the inefficiency and wasted money involved in manually selecting and accessing long-distance lines. With least cost routing, your LDCS automatically routes calls over the lowest cost line available, including flat rate and DDD facilities. Having defined a caller's priority via his caller identity number, the LDCS will automatically select the optimal series of lines for the call, thus relieving the caller of that decision. If the lowest cost line type is busy, the system will check the identity number and either select a higher cost line or queue the call for a short period of time until the least costly line becomes available. Because the long-distance control system is an intelligent switching system, decisions about individual priority, line selection, and line access are handled at extremely high speeds, dramatically reducing the amount of time spent waiting for a line. An example of how the LDCS handles a specific long-distance call presents a clear picture of how this sophisticated system operates. You begin by contacting the long-distance control system through entering an access number, say 88. Once the system is contacted, a brief tone is heard. You enter your 3 to 6 digit identity number, and a dial tone will indicate the number's acceptance, and you enter the long-distance number you want to call. At this point, the LDCS looks up the area code and, if further instructed, the exchange code of your call and checks a routing table, automatically selecting the optimum line for your long-distance call. The LDCS routing table is a pre-programmed sequence of line selections defined by the user and stored in the system's host processor. This routes a call over a specific series of least cost lines determined by factors such as line facilities, identity number, time of day, day of week, and call destination. Once the line has been selected, the system will redial the number at electronic speeds, eliminating many user dialing mistakes and delays on the more expensive long-distance facilities. This feature alone results in saving an average of 30 seconds per call. This represents wasted WATS line time in a conventional system that cost you money. For numbers frequently called, such as district offices or major customers, the LDCS provides speed numbers. A 3- or 5-digit abbreviation reduces manual dialing time and is a major convenience feature for users. The least cost routing function of Datapoint's LDCS packs calls on the most inexpensive lines possible and gets maximum usage from these lines. Let's examine least cost routing via a typical routing table. Say your company employs a PBX configured with foreign exchange lines to a major office in a distant city and a series of full business WATS lines. Having entered the system access code, your identity number, and the call's number, the system immediately recognizes the call can be completed by a foreign exchange line. The system selects the foreign exchange 3 line. If this line is occupied, the system will seek a full business day band 1 WATS. If neither of these lowest cost lines are free, the system will put the call in a short queue. This call holding pattern is a powerful feature of the LDCS. The pattern's use and length can be set to meet users' needs with hold times ranging from 5 seconds to several minutes. On average, a call is held for 20 seconds, waiting for a preferred line to clear. If after 20 seconds the lines are still occupied, the system will continue on to the full business day band 5 WATS. If that is in use, the system will hold your call for an additional 30 seconds, consistently checking for any of these lines to open up. This is called multi-stage queuing and is unique to the LDCS. If all lines were still in use after this time, and if your ID priority allows, the system could overflow your call into more expensive lines. In addition, a very high priority ID code can be given to certain employees that allows immediate call placement without queuing. For certain callers, an option will be defined in a user's identity number which will allow callback queuing. With callback queuing, the system immediately determines if a low-cost line is open. If not, 4 options exist. If the call was not vital, the caller can simply hang up and try again at a later time. If callback is desired, the user can dial 0, instructing the system to call back at the user's normal extension, which is stored in the ID database, as soon as a line is opened. If a caller will not be at his desk phone, a 2- to 5-digit code can be used to direct the system to the extension where he can be contacted. Or, if the call is important, it can bypass the callback point and be placed over higher cost lines if available. Because the system is computerized, the search for open lines is accomplished at high speeds. During peak traffic times, the system can reconfigure itself to take advantage of different routing tables, caller privileges, or restrictions and rate changes. The system can also activate and deactivate certain facilities to ease the load. The long-distance control system was designed with the flexibility to handle the unique long-distance needs of a customer's company. Caller identity number. In most companies, because no priorities exist among users, line usage exists on a first-come, first-served basis. With many employees believing a company's flat-rate lines are essentially free, executives who need to utilize these lines for vital business have no assurance that a line will be available. When you can't get a line, it's even more frustrating to know that some lines are probably being used for personal or non-business calls. The long-distance control system's priority feature ensures that those with a high priority will have access to lines and also helps reduce non-business calls. Employees requiring access to the company's long-distance lines are assigned a caller identity number. With this number, the LDCS is automatically aware of the degree of access available to the specific caller. A company determines the long-distance needs of specific employees, and a 3- to 6-digit code is assigned to the individual. This code informs the system of any restrictions in the use of long-distance lines. For instance, an accounting clerk who may use long-distance to retrieve information from other divisions within the state will be issued a lower-range priority number. This number will restrict the person to intrastate WATS lines with no access to interstate lines. On the other hand, the company's national sales manager could be assigned a high priority number, which would not only afford him access to all flat rate lines, but allow him, when necessary, to overflow to the more expensive facilities, such as direct distance dialing lines. An additional benefit offered by the LDCS is remote access. Depending on the individual's identity number, he may access the company's long-distance facilities from any remote tone dial phone. This is accomplished simply by calling a number dedicated to give direct access to the company's LDCS, then entering your caller identity number and dialing the number wanted. This call will be entered into the system's accounting reports and serves to eliminate more expensive third-party or credit card calls. Priority numbers can be revised easily by the LDCS systems manager if an individual's calling needs change. Management and accounting reports. A company not currently employing a computerized telephone management system may realize their long-distance costs are high and escalating rapidly, but without relevant accounting and line management information, they are unable to construct a plan to exercise control or adequately forecast future needs. To meet this need for information, the LDCS offers a wide range of management and accounting reports aimed at helping companies gain control of all aspects of their long-distance system. For instance, the Traffic Data Analysis Report offers a graphic representation of traffic flow during a 24-hour period. Periods of peak usage are represented graphically and statistically. From this report, a business might decide to realign calling patterns. For instance, have collection clerks make their calls in early morning and late afternoon to even out the calling pattern and utilize lines in the most economical manner. A report on line utilization presents information on all flat rate lines as well as direct distance dialing trunks. Utilization is described by number of calls and their duration over each line. Without this type of information, a business has no way of knowing whether they are receiving the optimum performance from their lines or if they may be paying for more lines than necessary. This report also helps the user spot and diagnose line problems quickly, improving operation and reducing downtime on these lines. The Call Activity Summary provides a guidepost for system operation. By providing a statistical overview of all long-distance calls made in a 24-hour period, management can easily check the efficiency of the system's call handling. The cost savings derived from optimizing your long-distance system are dramatically reflected in the accounting reports provided by the system. Call data on date, time, number called, location called, duration, and specific cost can be broken down by division, cost center, group, individuals, and projects. In the past, in order to compile accounting information on flat rate lines, toll tickets had to be manually logged, or a specific request had to be made to your telephone company to provide call detail. Toll ticketing involved considerable manpower, and receiving information from the telephone company took weeks or even months. With the LDCS reports, a company receives the kind of timely cost and usage detail never before possible. For companies which bill back telephone costs to clients, the LDCS will provide accounting reports by project code, simply and quickly. Datapoint's LDCS also allows the user to format his own reports. Managers can request and receive specific long-distance information, such as which employees during the past month made over $100 worth of calls. Format reports can provide management with the specific and unique calling information they desire to run their business more effectively. By making a corporation's telecommunications dollar go farther, the LDCS certainly justifies its existence on a standalone basis. But, like all Datapoint products, the LDCS was designed to integrate with ARC, the Attached Resource Computer. ARC is a physically dispersed, totally integrated computer system that places computer power where needed throughout a business. ARC allows for easy expansion by building upon existing equipment. If additional applications are necessary, simply add an application processor. If additional storage is needed, disk drives can be added. ARC's modular architecture and common database ensures a business need never face overcapacity or undercapacity. The Attached Resource Computer offers a business the framework for integrating previously separate office functions, such as data processing, filing, mailing, word processing, and voice communications, thus providing the foundation for the integrated electronic office. A wide variety of software packages is available to the ARC user. In the field of communications management, Datapoint offers the telephone directory package and the equipment billing package. Datapoint's telephone directory package provides a company with an up-to-the-minute telephone directory. Information on caller identity number, extension, department, and location of each employee is compiled within the system and may be upgraded online. The telephone directory package improves the efficiency of corporate directory assistance by displaying requested information on the operator's terminal screen. The system will produce a camera-ready hard copy from which multiple copies can be printed for distribution to all employees within a company. The equipment billing package furnishes a communications manager with a complete inventory of a company's telephone equipment by individual, department, or division. Not only may individual equipment charges be billed back, but the use of shared equipment, such as the corporate PBX, can also be charged back proportionately. The equipment billing package not only produces reports on all telephone costs by individual departments, but reports are also produced on equipment supplied by each vendor, including anticipated charges based on equipment in inventory, plus all completed billable work orders. Both the telephone directory package and equipment billing package are valuable tools for the communications manager requiring up-to-date information on telecommunications equipment, usage, and cost. With Datapoint's introduction of the electronic message system, the capabilities of the LDCS have been expanded further. The electronic message system, EMS, sends, routes, receives, and manages message flow between local or remote workstations. The electronic message system guarantees that your messages are not lost or delayed. You set the priority of a message, and the system ensures that the message arrives on time. Information is entered into the system only once, eliminating duplication of tasks. And because the information is always contained within the system, you need never again worry about lost messages. EMS provides message security. It allows you the option of encrypting sensitive information as well as offering delivery verification and acknowledgement of receipt. Management and accounting reports are provided which let you bill back all message costs and control this rapidly growing area of business expense. Beyond this, EMS is simple to learn and simple to use with a minimum amount of training required, an important consideration for any business. The LDCS, in conjunction with the network controller of the electronic message system, can interleave voice and message traffic to remote sites. Messages are sent over flat-rate facilities between voice conversations and during non-peak voice traffic periods of the day or overnight. This interleaving further optimizes the use of flat-rate lines and provides message delivery for free or for an extremely small incremental cost. With the ability to transmit message communication as well as voice communication, Datapoint's LDCS becomes even more instrumental in meeting a company's total communications needs. As with long distance, businesses face many problems involving local toll calls. Many major metropolitan areas now charge for local calls. Though cost per call or message unit may be considered small, at the end of the month, this figure can prove to be a considerable factor in a company's phone bill. Local phone companies provide no hard information on either facility usage or accounting information needed to bring down cost. Datapoint's solution to this problem is the SMDR, Station Message Detail Recorder. The SMDR is an intelligent metering subsystem which reports and records all calling activity. Reports provided by the SMDR supply information on user, destination, number, duration, time of day, date, and cost for all outgoing local calls. These reports help to reduce personal or unauthorized calling by extending user accountability to local calling. Specifics on lines and facility utilization and traffic data allow management to correct inefficiencies within the system. An important feature of SMDR is automatic station identification. This eliminates the need for individual users to manually enter a caller identity number. All station numbers and any priority restrictions are already contained within the system. Since the automatic station identification function is defined by the user, a station's priority may be revised at any time. An SMDR, in conjunction with the LDCS,
can provide a company with total control over all local and long-distance calls and represents another method of further reducing telecommunications costs. Let's consider one more communications problem in which the LDCS can play a vital role.
Multi-location companies need to benefit from least cost routing and the other features of the LDCS and SMDR, but frequently cannot justify a separate system and communications professional at each field site. Datapoint saw the need for a centralized system that would enable the home office to monitor caller activity, line usage, and costs for their remote offices. The Datapoint Share system offers centralized control for any combination of up to 8 LDCS and/or SMDR subsystems located around the country. These subsystems handle the details of actual call placement,
while the system management and accounting reports are controlled by the Share host processor in the home office. None of the benefits of either the LDCS or SMDR are lost, and the information gained through centralized management of these systems allows multi-location companies a degree of centralized control over their telecommunication network never before available. Datapoint has designed all of its communications management products to be turnkey, hardware, software, and interface provided by Datapoint, with no user programming required. These systems may all function on a standalone basis or can be integrated with other Datapoint systems. They're easy to install and simple to use, with a minimal amount of training required.
All Datapoint products are supported by our nationwide network of over 160 customer service offices, staffed by over 700 trained service representatives. Datapoint's Customer Service Center, headquartered in San Antonio, Texas, compiles a complete history on each site, and with our toll-free number, support is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Since 1969, Datapoint's strategy has been to improve office productivity by offering modular computing systems with the capabilities of integrating all office functions. This strategy has placed Datapoint in a solid financial position. Listed on the New York Stock Exchange and in Fortune's 1000, Datapoint has seen a 47% per year compounded growth rate over the last 5 years. The Datapoint Corporation will continue to provide the systems necessary to improve efficiency and increase productivity in the office. LDCS, SMDR, Share, ARC, to control, manage, and reduce the cost of outbound calls.